This is the Brand Doctor Podcast, where we positively uplift possibilities for personal and business brands, and we give you straight talk that you can trust. You probably need clarity for your brand, or maybe you feel stuck at the starting gate to the next level of your brand. You are welcome to bring your vision and your challenges to the Brand Doctor Podcast. Today, we are lifting up the brand journey of Stephanie King Mattingly, author of the forthcoming book, The Secret You Hide Holds You Back, How Letting Go Sweetens Life and Sets You Free. She's a successful newscaster, a professor of media, and now a public speaker and a forthcoming author. Stephanie, I know that many of our listeners, businesses, and their lives will benefit from what they hear today on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rich, my brand doctor. I certainly hope that what I'm able to share today will help others. In fact, I know it will help them heal just as it is helping me to heal.
Oh, that is so great. You know, your book title really got my attention. It is compelling. I believe every human being can resonate with that book title. I mean, I know there's even research about how humans keep secrets, but what prompted you, of all the things you could write about, to write this book as your first book?
Well, let me start by saying that my career took me down the media track. I've been a news anchor. I've hosted national television programs. I'm a video producer, editor, actor. So I know the power of communication. And yet I experienced setback after setback because of the secrets I was hiding.
Oh my.
And it's left me struggling. I feel like I'd lost my voice. And I am trying to get it back because I know that I have something that will heal many people. And that's why I'm also glad to be here with you, Brand Doctor.
Well, thank you. I am so glad you're here. What I'm hearing from your heart is that your vision of impact on other people's lives is that if you pull from behind your back those things you're hiding and put them in front of you with a spotlight on them, that you'll not only help yourself heal, but you'll help others heal. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly what you're hearing and what I'm saying.
You know, you struck my heart when you said you lost your voice. May I tell you a story?
Oh, sure, please.
So I had a client, a very bright engineer. She was a really smart, okay, great vocabulary. Matter of fact, one of the best vocabularies ever. She was an opera singer as well. She had been studying opera for a long time. And she got an illness and she lost her voice. She literally had to practice learning how to speak all over again to get her voice back. It was a process, an iterative, step-by-step process. And creating a brand is like that. It is just a process. The world would have you think it's magic and airy-fairy and that you need a guru and it's a creative-y thing. And, you know, some of the aspects of branding can be that way, but when you want to touch others' lives like you do, when you're impact-driven like you are, that process comes from inside. So the strategy for listeners, write this down. Follow time-tested, proven steps. You can find a mentor, a guide, a coach who knows those steps of the branding process and just follow them. We're about to come out with a book called 7 Steps to Ensure Your Brand Impacts People's Lives in the World. So that'll be a different podcast, but write that down. Follow time-tested, proven steps. Someone who's done it before, and you can ask them how they did it and follow their steps. These are very simple pieces of being successful. So hopefully that'll help. So at your point right now, what would you consider you're challenged with in terms of the brand you will become? What's the challenge that keeps coming up for you?
Well, the challenge that keeps coming up for me is
You do a lot of things.
trying to. I have done a whole lot of things.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
one of
do
what I
more
was thinking.
things.
I was thinking like all these things, and maybe that's it, but I didn't ask the question very well. Is that part of it, that you've been successful at a lot of things? I mean, which one is it, or is that part of the challenge? Or
I would say no. That's not so much a part of the challenge. It's more like, yes, I have done a lot of things, but because I've had those setbacks because of the secrets
yeah,
I've been hiding, that has created the greater challenge to find a way to rebuild my confidence. I had to figure out that I needed to get the secret out in order to heal. And so I am looking forward to continuing to develop my brand even beyond what it is, so that I can include that message and help with how to go about relieving yourself of the pain of secrets.
so let's fast forward, and you've done the books out, your
Okay.
secrets are out, you're speaking about them. So the healing, self-healing process has ensued. You're watching your impact on others.
Mm.
Now the question, actually, you'll hear me say, now is the time to define the brand you will become. So really it's a now issue, but then when you're in the future and you're at that point, it'll
Mhm.
be, how does my brand move forward, and which one of these areas do I focus on, and what do I call my brand? And then all those things that you're capable of kick in, and the question becomes, what is a brand for me, really? And why does that matter? Correct? I mean, something like
Yes, yes. In fact, there was a time when I thought of brands as only something being for big corporations,
that. Yeah.
but I am learning, and I've learned that we have personal brands, and that's what I want to know more about, developing my personal brand.
Can I tell you a story?
Sure.
Thanks. You're very kind about it. So I was walking with a client on a rainy day under our umbrellas, listening to her talking about all the things that she had done and wanted to do, and how confused she was about which one of those parts of her brand really should be.
Mm.
And I asked her to look up. Now, it's a little bit of a double entendre. Sometimes when we say look up, we mean
Yes.
pray, ask for guidance. Okay. But in this case, it was look up at the umbrella. Inside the umbrella, there are these spokes. And a personal brand is like that, a really well-defined language personal brand, which is possible for anyone, is like those spokes. You might play cello. You might be a mom. You might be a world speaker. You might have a method that people can benefit from. You might just have a phenomenal heart that helps people find themselves. You might be able to take the weight of something that's occurred in somebody's, young life off their shoulders, so that they can blast through a barrier that they've held for their whole life, or a secret they've held back.
Mhm.
You might have all these pieces about you. So imagine that there can be a unique personal umbrella brand, languaged and defined, that covers all those. So instead of people going like, well, how does that and that go together? They'll say, oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Welcome to the concept of a personal brand. So there's a rich strategy nugget for each listener: the creation of a unique personal umbrella brand that no one can compete with, because it is so uniquely you. So write this down. For you, listener, write down all those spokes that are in your umbrella that are you, and consider how they can all fit. Oh, that fits under an umbrella brand that says, this is what I stand for. This is where I'm going. This is why I'm here. The fact that I do media right now is just part of the journey, because where I'm really going with this is here.
Mhm.
Welcome to the world of personal branding. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. Stephanie, what a delight that you and I could spend this time together today. In this episode of The Brand Doctor, we've lifted up the brand journey of Stephanie King Mattingly and her forthcoming book, The Secret You Hide Holds You Back. And you've gained insight into giving your brand its voice by following a time-tested process proven to work, and insight into considering how all the spokes in your personal umbrella brand can fit in a brand defined in language that projects what you stand for and the vision you have for those whose lives you know you can impact. You'll get contact information for Stephanie in the show notes to take advantage of all her brand has to offer. And even more information is available by emailing us directly to our email address, rich@richbrands.org. The Brand Doctor podcast is dedicated to bringing you strategies and actions to take your brand to its next level. So from our heart to yours, we encourage you to subscribe to the Brand Doctor podcast and to check out the strategy nuggets and actions you can take in other episodes. We'll speak to you again in our next episode. And remember, now is the time to define the brand you will become. Bye-bye.